I don't know how many of you are real hardcore fans of MMA. Just like me, a real hardcore type of guy. I'm watching everything. But I decided, excuse the bad English, I decided to watch Dana White's Contender Series last night. And I will say that out of 5 fights, 4 of them were the most boring fights I've ever seen in my life. Ty Miller, who also got a contract aside from the Russian guy that got a finish, he had a decent scrap with the guy from New York that he fought, but it was still boring. I mean, it was 4 out of 5 were boring, boring fights where nobody did anything. And it kind of inspired me. Who do I want to lose that I think is boring or that I just literally just want to lose their next fight? So we're going to go into my 3 biggest hate watches that we all want to see lose in 2025. We all want to see these people get KO'd massively. So let's get right into this, man. I do want to make some clarification, though. Boring does not mean they're unskilled. Like, I know that people are going to hate on me for whoever I pick here because, it's just like you want it to be a guy who doesn't have skill and they're not technical. Bro, Leon Edwards is boring. It doesn't mean he doesn't have skill. Like he is technical. He's a point fighter. MVP is kind of boring, to be honest with you. I think people will realize that on Saturday. But also, if you want to skip out of this, you can. Like it'll start in 30 seconds. But there are 2 examples to me of guys who were boring fighters in their day, but they were some of the most skilled fighters. GSP. GSP is my all-time favorite fighter. Or wait, no, my all-time GOAT. I think GSP is the greatest fighter of all time. But he was boring. I mean, a lot of people thought that he was boring in that kind of run where he had that jab that he really liked, where he jab, 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 then he'd mix in the wrestling. Wouldn't do a lot on the ground, a little bit of ground and pound, mainly just kind of sacrificing, not trying to sacrifice position for, finishes. Where he was really boring and people complained about him. Dana White used to complain about him all the time. Another guy, Dominick Cruz. Dominick Cruz is arguably the greatest bantamweight of all time. He's number 2 now behind Marab, in my opinion. But he was boring. He did not finish people. His fights weren't even that entertaining with how weird his style was, but yet people still remember them as great. So, not to say that you can't be boring and skilled, but man, we're not that interested if you're boring in these 3 guys that I'll go over today. So, let's start with number 1, man. My largest hate watch in 2025. You can tell from the images right here. LaRon Murphy, bruv. Yeah, bruv. Yeah, I'm gonna knock out Aaron Pico this weekend, bruv. Yeah. Mercedes GLE, bruv. Listen, man, featherweight Leon Edwards, it is the biggest hate watch in the history of the sport. I am not betting on the fight. I might still bet on the fight, but I'm not betting on the fight maybe because I want LaRon Murphy to lose so bad. I am like shaking my hands like I have a disease. Like I'm like stimming in this car right now because I want LaRon Murphy to lose that bad. LaRon Murphy pisses me off more than any other fighter to watch, right? This guy beats the shit out of Edson Barboza, one of my all-time favorite fighters. I thought Edson could win, and then LaRon goes in there, puts on a masterclass. Still kind of point fighting, still not really trying to finish the fucking fight, by the way. It is what it is. But he goes in there, he beats the kid up. I'm thinking, okay, Josh Emmett is in front of you now. The guy's 41 years old. Surely he's not even that durable. He's been hurt in a lot of moments. He's taken a career worth of wars. Maybe he'll hurt him in moments. Maybe he'll get a nasty little shot here, big wrestling moments. This guy got slammed on his head and did literally nothing for 25 minutes. He looked at Josh Emmett kind of menacingly. He would land a body kick and a 1-2, and that was all he did for 25 minutes of a fight. Nothing else. He got slammed on his head at one point. Everyone in the Apex cheered, and he got booed out of the cage. In an arena with 200 people where it's your friends and family, LaRon Murphy got booed out of the cage. I want this guy to lose so badly. He's so boring to the point where I don't even consider him skilled. I see people on Twitter all the time, or X or whatever you call it, that sit there after LaRon Murphy fights, and they're like, bro, like, you don't get it, man. Like, the way that he's popping that jab, man, no one else can do it like that. Like, this guy's the most dangerous guy in the division. Shut the fuck up, bro. Don't ever say that LaRon Murphy is the most dangerous guy in the division. This guy arguably got 10-8'd by Makwan Amirkhani in their fight, and then landed the flukiest knee of all time in his only finish, basically, in the UFC, I'm pretty sure. Right? So don't tell me that LaRon Murphy is one of the most dangerous guys in this division, that he's a threat to Volk or anything like that. It pisses me off, man, because it's real upsetting. And another thing, man, like, guys, LaRon Murphy's fighter nickname is the Miracle. What is so miraculous about this record? 5 decisions, 1 split decision. He robbed Gabriel Santos in broad daylight, genuinely robbed him. You're talking about Dan Ige. He got dropped, arguably lost that fight. He beat Edson Barboza, AI generated. We know he didn't actually beat my goat, Edson Barboza. Josh Kulabau, cool, bro. Like, this guy's dog shit, man. The Miracle can't finish anybody. There's nothing in LaRon Murphy's career that's been miraculous. He's not a miraculous fighter. Nothing about him makes me say that. I can't stand him, man. So I hope LaRon Murphy fucking loses, man. Anyways, second biggest hate watch in 2025. We're gonna get real hardcore here, really appease the non-casuals. I'm just kidding. I mean it's niche, but it's not that niche. Rinat Fakirinov, brother. Rinat Fakirinov can only fluke wins for so long in this sport. Rinat Fakirinov, man, this is a guy who I hate. There's nobody that I can stand less other than LaRon Murphy than Rinat Fakirinov, and I'll tell you why. He did this to Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee, one of my goats, one of my all-time favorite fighters, just a cool cat. We all fuck with Kevin Lee heavily. Um, and this guy got colded by Rinat Fakirinov, out cold in the guillotine, evil stuff. It is what it is at a certain point, but um, yeah, man, it really upsets me. And I wish that he didn't do what he had to do. He slimed him out. I just want you to lose. When you beat my favorite fighter, I want you to lose. I can't wait for Raoni Barcelos to get fucking colded. You can't beat Cody No Love Garbrandt and not expect for me to put a bounty on your head in your next fight. So, same thing goes for Rinat Fakirinov, man. Listen, I believe that is AI generated. I would argue that there is less of a chance of him beating Kevin Lee than anything else. You're telling me that Rinat Fakirinov beat the Kevin Lee, the Motown phenom, the guy that beat Edson Barboza in a decision. He went toe to toe with Tony Ferguson. He had 7 minutes of control in Charles Oliveira. You're telling me Rinat Fakirinov, who lost to Carlos Leal, was the one to cold Kevin Lee in under a minute? I doubt it. That didn't happen. We all know that didn't happen, actually. So, we're justified in that. But yeah, man, this guy's genuinely on a 3-fight losing streak. He lost to Eluzu to Zaleski dos Santos, in my opinion. Lost to Nicholas Dalby. And he did actually... Like, the other ones were kind of like close fights. Maybe it's a draw, maybe it's a loss. Dalby, you could argue Fakirinov stole it. Carlos Leal genuinely beat Rinat Fakirinov, and Leal got colded by Muslim Salikov in his last fight. That's who Rinat Fakirinov lost to. So I just want this guy to lose, man. He's fighting Andreas Gustafsson. We are all tuned for when Andreas Gustafsson literally just marauds his way through that fight. He will be colding Rinat Fakirinov. It is what it is. The kids never expect anything like that. 33-year-old, almost 34-year-old prospect at this point. Get a real job. It is what it is. I'm done with Rinat. Anyways, my final hate watch. You can see it in the image here. You know exactly who we are saying. Carlos Olberg. I think we're all hate watching Carlos Olberg. This guy is so unlikable. Unless you're one of those like city kickboxing guys, and I get it, like maybe you like the style or whatever, but bro, if you watch the Jan Blachowicz and Volkan Oezdemir fights, you're telling me you enjoy a Carlos Olberg fight? He sits on the back foot, throws leg kicks, he throws an occasional powerful cross, and that's it. That's all he does for 15 minutes. He arguably lost to Jan Blachowicz. Volkan Oezdemir was incredibly close with him in that fight. It just is upsetting, man. And it's frustrating that, like, it's not even a matter of he's boring, but he's just unlikable, bro. Like, this guy, man. This guy says in his little face-to-face with Dominic Ray in Australia, he's like, oh, Dominic, mate, Dominic Ray is an old timer now. He's an old timer now, mate. And he's acting like Google doesn't exist. Carlos Oberg acts like I can't look up how old you are. Brother, you're 34. You're a 34-year-old, almost 35-year-old prospect. We are done with you. We do not want to watch you fight. You're 35 years old. Retire. This guy's the same age as fucking Charles Oliveira, basically. Dustin Poirier is only a little older than you, kid. So, You're talking about old timers. You are one of them, brother. You got colded by Kennedy Nzechukwu, who was a loss to Ovin St. Preux. You know? So Carlos Olberg's just a guy that pisses me off. Obviously, I want Dominic Reyes to win. We all want Dominic Reyes to win. I think Dominic Reyes will win. If it's Carlos Olberg off a back foot, the way to beat Dominic Reyes is pressure. You have to be in his face throwing strikes for 25 minutes straight, 15 minutes straight, whatever it is. That's actually what OSP did to not get finished until the very end versus Dominic Reyes. Um, but Carlos Olberg's going to be on the back foot. Reyes is going to track him down, man. He's a sniper. And Oberg seems to kind of be pulling punches recently. I don't know specifically why that is. I'm pretty sure there's a guy carrying a golf club over to a soccer field right now. But either way, yeah, man, it's just like, I don't know, dude. I just don't want Carlos Oberg to win. Like, this guy pisses me off. I bet against him every fight. I took him and Belovic to go the distance. I took him and Ozdemir to go the distance. Um, I will be taking Dominic Reyes to fucking flatline this guy in round one. So that's kind of where I'm at on the legacy and career of Carlos fucking Oberg. So is what it is. Guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Just a quick one on this pay-per-view week. I know I don't want to waste your guys' time with non-pay-per-view stuff. Tomorrow, full card predictions come out for 319. We got a couple of big underdogs that I've got winning. Alexander Hernandez. And it'll just be a really fun video. I'm excited to get to work on making that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one, man. This was just more of like a fun one that I wanted to talk about personally. Not trying to really appease anybody. I just wanted to talk about people that I hate watching. Roman Dolidze would have been on here if I made this a week earlier, but he already lost, so my hate watches are going pretty well. Maybe Pico will get him this Saturday. We'll see in the predictions tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you've been here before, same deal. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know how it is. TikTok is at MoneyManziel MMA. Post a TikTok every single day. Post a short every single day. My pitch is always the same to you guys. I just enjoy making videos. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoy making videos. I will see every single one of you in the next one tomorrow. Predictions. Friday, I don't know what I'll make, but I'll see you then. Peace out.